Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now this is going to be an album review today. I'm going to be looking at this album from Paul and Linda McCartney actually. It is the album Ram here. Now this will be the first review that I do which I will be using my new scoring system. So like if you want to know how that will work, go back like a couple of videos I explain it all there, but basically it involves just giving each song a score out of 10, and then those would be used to calculate the album's final total. So this is Paul McCartney's second album after the Beatles breakup, released on the 21st of May in 1971. It is the only album that was credited to Paul and Linda McCartney. Now thankfully Linda McCartney's involvement on here isn't too prominent. It's probably just credited to both of them, so McCartney could retain some royalties from it because all of his portion off the royalties for these songs, they were all going to Apple, where he was under contract with Apple until 1976. All the royalties from his songs were going to Apple. It was run by Alan Klein, who was of course McCartney's enemy around this time here, even more so than John Lennon. I mean he was the guy, in my opinion, who really broke up the Beatles and tore them apart. Unlike his debut album, this one was recorded in a professional studio and in New York. Went over to New York looking to find some talented musicians, and he held auditions for drummers and guitarists. Those chosen were Denny Seiwell on drums. He would later join the first incarnation of Wings, and on guitar Dave Spinoza, I think that's how you say his name, was chosen to be on guitar, but he was later replaced by Hugh McCracken when he became unavailable. Many of the songs recorded during the album sessions didn't actually make it onto the final album. For instance, we have the non-album single Another Day here, backed with Oh Woman Oh I, that was recorded during the Ram sessions, as were many songs what later made it onto the deluxe archive box set here. Now I was tempted to actually show this in a bit of detail here, but what I'm going to do instead is leave a link to Rockboy680's video where he does a fantastic unboxing of this. Not going to show this, it'll just take up too much time, and you probably all know what's in it anyway. When it was released, the album got a critical bashing. Basically the critics were very much against Paul around this time. He was still blamed for breaking up the Beatles, as he was the one who effectively announced it. He was very much seen in a negative light around this time. However, it was commercially successful, reaching #1 in the UK charts and #2 in America. In over recent years, this album has got a critical reappraisal. That box set what I just showed is got all evidence this album gained a lot more over the years, and it is now seen as one of his greatest achievements. So the vinyl here, just quickly show the vinyl. This is my copy I've got here, very nice copy. Found this at a charity shop actually. Maybe I overpaid for this a bit, but it is a really nice copy here. Unfortunately, it wasn't in the original sleeve. It actually came in a Decca sleeve, which is completely preposterous. So I just put in this plain white sleeve here, and we're just on Apple. Really nice copy off Ram. I believe this is the first UK pressing of it. Now I'm just going to go over all of the album's tracks. The opening song there you heard was Too Many People, and I would give this song a 10 out of 10. I just think it's a fantastic opener, just a great way to get the album started. This song though, John Lennon perceived to be about himself, and McCartney has admitted certain lines such as too many people preaching practices was a bit of a dig at John and Yoko, but I think that was completely justified. And then John went and completely blew it up with the song How Do You Sleep. It was really nasty song, but they would later become friends again. But around this time there was a sort of a battle of songs going on between both of them. Despite that, I absolutely love this song. Got fantastic guitar work at the end, and I think his vocals are fantastic on it as well. The second track in is called Three Legs. Now I would give this song an 8 out of 10. Now although it isn't much lyrically, it's quite basic and sort of almost silly lyrically, but it is a good song. I really like the production on this one here, like the way it sort of develops and goes through stages with different sort of effects on his voice and like guitar sounds. Like it is like like it's almost like an experimental track, like in many ways. Like I really like it. Next up is called Ram On. This would be another 8 out of 10 for me. This is just a great little song. McCartney's playing ukulele on this track, which I believe could be the only time on record like he's played that ukulele. Like I know he plays it on like every single concert like he does it nowadays, but like if like someone can like correct me here, like I'm sure this is possibly like the only time like he's playing like ukulele like on like one of his like recorded songs. Just love the production like goes on as well, like really dreamy sort of production sound to it, although like the song is like very basic and very pure. I mean there's nothing really too like developed about it, but it is just nice and like just like a nice catchy song. Next up is called Dear Boy, and for me this is one of McCartney's most underrated songs. It is a 10 out of 10. Just such a unique sound to this one, I feel. Created by like the backing vocals on it, I feel like. I mean like you've got the sort of like the lead vocal, but that's sort of almost buried by like these sort of big backing vocals by Paul and Linda. Just sounds really cool and like really interesting. Like nothing like I don't know like any other song but sounds similar to this, and it's just a great song. I love like the stages it goes through again. Like you've got like a wee bit like in like the middle where it like sort of all breaks down, and there's just like the piano going. Really nice, and like it's an amazing song. What I think should get a lot more attention. Track 5 on the album is the classic Uncle Albert Admiral Halsey. Easily a 10 out of 10, and this is a great song. It's just brilliant. This was the first single from the album in like America. Wasn't released like as a single in the UK though, and it reached #1 in the American chart. So this has to be the most craziest, wackiest #1 song ever. Has to be. It's like at the same time, like despite it being this crazy song, it's still highly listenable and highly enjoyable. So many great melodies going on in it as well. And this one like has a great like orchestral arrangement on it as well. Like actually done by George Martin, because like a lot of people think like the first time they worked together after the Beatles was on Live and Let Die, but like it was actually this song like George Martin like actually wrote like the orchestral score for this, and like it really adds something to the song.
I was walking down the street the other day.
This then sieges into the track Smile Away, and I'd have to give this a 7 out of 10, and I'd probably call this the weakest on the album. It is a decent rocking track, like it has a great beat and like great guitars on it as well, but it's just the lyrics are a bit weak, a bit silly, but it is a good, decent, fun track. But like it kind of gets a little bit annoying like about halfway through. Flipping over now onto side 2, we open with Heart of the Country, and this would be an 8 out of 10 for me. It is a nice, lovely song, sort of about living in the heart of country, sort of when like they're living on like the farm in like Mullintyre. But for me, I've somehow like grown tired of this song. I can't see how like I've ever heard it, because it isn't like one of like his hits or anything. But I don't know, like it's maybe just a little bit too simple that I've maybe don't like it as much as some like the other stuff like on the album. Track up is called Monkberry Moon Delight, and this would be a 9 out of 10 for me. Now I never actually used to care too much for this song about 2 or 3 years ago. Like I never really paid too much attention to this track, but like over like the last say about year or something, I think like I've really grown to like this song here. His vocal is absolutely amazing. It has to be one of his best rocking vocals he's ever done. Yes, the lyrics are pretty meaningless, but I consider this to be Paul's I Am the Walrus, in like the sense that like he's just making up a load of crap, but it just sounds really good. And somehow like the lyrics like they sound good, but they mean absolutely nothing. I would mark this one down though. It is it's not a 10 out of 10 like after all, because it does go on a little bit towards like the end. It does seem to get like a little bit. He could have faded it out like a tad earlier, but the actual core of the song is amazing. Next track up is called Eat at Home, and this will be another 10 out of 10. Now this isn't a masterpiece song. Now, like when I did like explain like the scoring system, like I said, like a 10 out of 10 doesn't have to be like a masterpiece song, doesn't have to be like a grand, huge spectacle like a song. It just has to be a song that I can really like at any point in time. I could just stick it on and like really love it, and this is one of them. It's a really fun sort of homage to Buddy Holly sort of style rocker, and with like some really nice guitar work. Again, that lyrics a little bit silly, but they are better on this song. But like the actual musical track, I think is like amazing on this song.
Who's the lady that makes that brief occasional laugh?
Next one up is called Long-Haired Lady. Now this is one of the tunes that when people do tend to review this album, most of the time they say they like all the other songs, but that they don't like this song here. But like for me though, I personally kind of like it. Yes, it does feature a little bit of lead vocals for Linda, who like admittedly can sing better than Yoko, but she still like isn't like a fantastic singer. But like I just love like the sections like it goes through, and like it's a really like interesting song. But again, similar to Monkberry Moon Delight, it is drawn out. It does go on like a little bit too long, but like the actual core of the song, like the first sort of 4 minutes of this are like really nice, sweet sort of like acoustic song that I enjoy a lot.
Speed along the highway, honey, I want it.
And now on to the closer of the album, and Backseat off My Car. I would give this a 10 out of 10. It is absolutely amazing. Now this is preceded by a little snippet of Ram On Again. However, I won't score that one or anything. It would probably be like an 8 out of 10, just for like argument's sake. But like at the end of like that, we snip it off Ram On. We get an early version of Big Barn Bed, which is really nice when he's playing it on like ukulele. Really like that, and then it just goes into Backseat of My Car, which, as I said, was like the grand closer to the album. It is just a really great song. Nice like piano ballad in like sort of similar vein to like Longer Winding Road and Let It Be, but like of course not as lyrically strong as those songs. But it is still a really good track, and like again, it's like the production what makes this song here. Like I am not too sure like, who actually produced this album here. Like I think it was is credited on like the inner sleeve here to Paul and Linda McCartney, but I'm sure I remember reading in like the book that Phil Ramone had like some like input on it. So like I'm sure like the production I got on this track that really makes it great, I feel, and like it can't have all been down to Paul himself, surely not. Overall, after doing a bit of maths magic, we get a score of 90% for this album here, which I think is very good indeed. This is certainly one of McCartney's best albums for like a long time. It was my ultimate favourite McCartney album. However, I do sort of go through stages with this one here. Like sometimes it's my absolute favourite, sometimes it's sort of like the album, and like I don't exactly think it's like a huge masterpiece or anything. Right now I'm sort of like in like the middle like of like those two. It's certainly a unique sounding album, has some fantastic tunes on it, some of McCartney's best solo songs on here. However, it is slightly let down overall by some of like the lyrics, what maybe like aren't like his best. But like for me, McCartney wouldn't start writing great fantastic lyrics until Flaming Pie. Like actually, I mean like all like before that like he's a bit like inconsistent, but ever since then like he's been doing some really great lyrics. But like on here like again like just fantastic album, and like if you haven't heard it, I would strongly urge you to go and listen to it. So I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.